And in that vein, I'd like now to introduce our special speaker this morning, Geoff Courtnall. Of course, everyone knows Geoff from his tremendous hockey career, 17 years, particularly for the Canucks, and they part of that very successful 1994 team. You know, Geoff played more than 1,000 games in his career, scored nearly 400 goals, earned more than 400 assists. But what many people may not know about Geoff is that he has had personal experience with mental illness, and we're very honored to have you here today. Geoff Courtnall.
Thanks a lot for having me here today. Mental health's become a very big part of our family in the last 5 or 6 years. My story is a tough one to tell, but basically we grew up in Victoria with a dad who was a former hockey player who ended up back in Victoria working at BC Forest Products, running the mill in Lake Cowichan, and then moving our family to Victoria. He taught us basically everything we know, taught us how to play the game, taught us how to work hard. And you know, what happened in '94, basically I was interviewed by the New York Post while we were in the finals, and the reporter asked me how my dad died, and that was the first time that I had always basically skirted the issue. And it was the first time that I answered, and then got into a big long story about exactly what happened. So right away I called my mom and I said, listen, the story is going to come out. But I'll tell you basically the story of I watched my dad go from an amazing man when I was probably 13 years old to you know, somebody who was broken, empty, and basically lost everything inside him. And I think the last 6 months of his life were very difficult. I was working at the Keg as a dishwasher, and I used to come home at 2 in the morning. And he'd be sitting on the couch in the living room looking out the window. And I'd be talking to him, and it'd be like I wasn't there. And he just continued to go downhill. The biggest problem that my dad had was that he would not basically admit to anybody that he had a problem. He wouldn't go for help. Back then it was you know, something that everyone was unaware of or scared to talk about. And finally, you know, he took his life, and it was terrible for our family. I was 15, I was the oldest boy. Had a brother who was 10 years old, one that was 12, and then my sister who's older. And the youngest especially just didn't understand what happened. And you know, it was very difficult. But I think to where we've come now is that we've shared our story. We've gone through a lot as a family in the last 10 years. We've had a golf tournament the last 3 times in the last 7 years in Victoria, and we've raised over $4 million. We built the Archie Courtnall Emergency Care Facility at the Jubilee Hospital in Victoria. And it's interesting, I tell a lot of people now that I have more people in Vancouver Island that come up to me on the street and talk to me and say, usually I'm ready for them to say, hey, what do you think of the team this year? Are they going to win? Or, you know, what do you think of the playoff run? And what do you think of this player? Or something about hockey. But now, more people every day come up to me and say, I just want to thank you because my sister went through the Archie Courtnall Center, my mom or my dad, and it saved their life and made a difference. And one story that I have firsthand that really motivated us as a family to really put a lot of effort into Victoria, because it's obviously where we grew up. It's a beautiful city, and the problems on the street have become crucial. I live in Oak Bay, and basically there's a garbage dump there where you can go and dump all your garden refuse or garbage, and I always go there on Saturday morning and take all my stuff. And one Saturday morning, about 2002, 2003. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. I went to the garbage dump, dumped all my stuff, and I came out to drive home, and I came down to the corner and at Ford and Foul Bay, which is a busy intersection, and there was a young man standing in his underwear in the pouring rain. So I pulled up to him and I said, "Do you need help?" And he goes, "Yeah." And so I said, "Get in." So I started to talk to him and drove him to Tim Hortons, got him a coffee and a sandwich, and started to ask him what was going on. And he said, "Well, basically I'm homeless. I was in a house with a man last night. He tried to attack me, so I ran out of the house." I said, "Well, what do you want to do?" So I took him to the Salvation Army, got him clothes, and I said, "What do you want to do?" And he says, "I want to go home." So called his dad, gave him his number, and I said to his dad, "I have your son in my car," told him the story. I said, "He wants to come home," and he goes, "Well, he can't come here." So I took him to the street link, basically, took him inside, and that was what really motivated me to start to try to make a difference in Victoria. And it's hard everywhere to help everyone, but I toured the facility at Coast Mental Health last week, and when you go through and you see all these people, at some point in their life they've suffered from some mental issue or mental health issue, and then either self-medicated or haven't been able to get the help they needed to get to that point. And I think that it is so important for us as people of BC and the world to help people that have mental health problems, because it can be cured with treatment, but also facilities that Coast Mental Health have and offer are so important for someone in your family or someone you know close to you that will be affected. And so I think it's very important and great that you took the time to come here today. Thank you very much.